Everybody, and welcome back to maltanon.com. My name is Maltanon, and this tutorial is a response for a request that a guy named Speedyman posted on creativecow.net forums, and this is the original post. You can also find a link to it in the description of this tutorial. And the focus of this tutorial is creating a jitter effects like the ring. What this means is that we are going to create some time shuffling, causing a weird look when a person walks or a camera moves or something like that. If you've seen a movie called The Cell with Jennifer Lopez, then you probably know what I'm talking about. It's a strange effect that appears when she goes into the mind of this psycho killer or something. So this tutorial is not exactly a tutorial, it is rather a demonstration of my plugin that I've came up with. Well, it's not even a plugin, it's a very clever preset that you can install. You can download it from my website. You will need an installer that I've made, and you would have to download the installer package and the effect itself. And once you download it all, you just simply drag the timeshuffler.polyce onto the installer, and this window pops up, and it says that I already have this installed on my system, so I don't want to override it. But this is how you do it. And oh, by the way, this only works on Windows for now. I don't believe I will develop a copy for Mac. But there's also a standard preset version of this effect available to download on my website, so all you Mac users, you can still use this. Okay, back to the tutorial. So what this is, as you can see, let me turn this off. This is a pre-composed footage of frame numbers going from 0 to 99, which gives us 100 frames. And we have this slider that shows the current position in time. And as you can see, this is already pre-composed. And we also have a yellow slider that shows the time of this composition. As you can see, at the moment they have the same value, but as soon as I apply my preset, this slider is going to jump around. So let me just bring this preset up, time shuffler. And this is the version that comes with my installer, and this is the version that all you Mac users are interested in. So let me just drag this onto the footage, and as you can see, we already have this effect applied to the layer. And don't worry about this, this is necessary for this preset to work. Basically what this does is that it takes a random frame from the footage and it just, displays it on the screen. So as you can see, this already takes effect. And let me just explain to you how this preset works. Well, first of all, we have the enabled checkbox, which simply enables and disables time shuffling. So let me just turn this on. We have a time range and both directions checkbox. So let's talk about time range. If I set this to 20, and we have the from current time checkbox checked, then this means that at frame 25, for example, it will display a random frame from the range of 15 and 35. It's because we have a time range of 20 frames and we have both directions selected. So let me just do a quick RAM preview. As you can see, it already jumps around, and this is pretty nice. So you already know how this works. Let me just turn off the both directions, and this will choose a random frame looking forward from current time. As you can see, it only jumps forward, it doesn't jump back. Let me just turn both directions on again and turn this to 40. This way you will see it much better. It jumps in both directions, as you can see. And this is the basic idea. And this I will save for advanced demo. As you can see, this is a basic demo. Let me just move on to the advanced demo, and let me just talk about this pre-comp. The yellow slider behaves just like it behaved in the basic demo, and in here we have two sliders, as you can see, and we have double time composition. We have 200 frames in here. As you can see, the green goes from 0 to 100 and the red one goes from 100 to 200. And what we want to do with this, for example, is that we want to trim the time to only see the green area. And why is that? Let me show you. Let's apply the time shuffler to the source advanced. This behaves pretty similar, but let me set the time offset to 100 frames, and as you can see, and let me just turn the time range to 0, and now we're only moving from the 100 frame of this pre-comp, even though it is not on the timeline. We have a timeline trimmed to 100 frames, and it still behaves like it should. As you can see, the green slider is at the end, and the only slider moving is the red slider and the yellow slider. So what does this mean? Let me turn the effect off for a second. As you can see, we have 26th frame visible, and now we have 126th frame visible. For example, let's apply an expression to the enabled parameter, and let the expression be random from 0 to 1, which will basically randomly turn the effect on and off. Let me just do a quick RAM preview for this. See what's going on. This can create really crazy effects when you're using, you know, a regular footage or something. See what happens? We can create a very interesting effects with this. For example, if you have the same footage but with some effects applied to it, and then you can just, you know, randomly turn the second footage on and off. But of course, I know you can do it by adjusting the opacity value and having just two layers with the same footage and with the effect applied. Okay, I agree, but you can still use the time range of the time range value. Let's set this to 30, for example, and let's turn off both directions, for example, of course. And now look how the sliders jump around, and the yellow slider is moving forward because this is the time of this composition, not the pre-comp, this particular composition. Nice, huh? So now let me just show you what can we do with this while using a real footage. So let's go to Final Basic version, and what do we have here? We have an expression here. What expression is that? We are randomizing the enabled parameter, and we're randomizing the time range. Okay, let's turn this off for a second, and let's do a quick RAM preview. Okay, that's enough. Pretty amazing, huh? You can remember this footage from my previous tutorial called Simple Object Removal, and I've stabilized this shot so you can see how this effect works. Okay, and now let me just show you how the advanced demo looks like. We have also applied an expression to time range, and I believe we have applied the same expression to the enabled. That's right. And you know what, let me just show you the time advanced pre-comp, how it looks. We have the original composition in here, and here we have some filters applied to it. And let me just do a quick RAM preview of this. We have time range going crazy, and we have both directions, and we have time offset of 77 frames because this is the length of the original footage. So Let me go back and let's preview this once again. Well, maybe it doesn't look so nice with this red color, so just turn this off and invert. That, I think that looks much nicer. Okay, and final advanced. Pretty cool, huh? The most interesting thing about this is that if you would have to animate this by hand using time remap, this could get really annoying, and while using this preset you can simply turn the effect on and off either by using an expression or by using keyframes. So I just hope this will turn out pretty useful for you guys. As you can see, the main difference between the installation version of this effect and the standard version is that this is basically the same, but you have all those sliders and checkbox bounded to one effect on the palette. So this is the only difference really, and I just hope that you find this useful. And by the way, I'm planning a tutorial on how to build your own custom effects, because that's how I call them. And I have a good news. I already made a deployer tool that will deploy those installation packages for my installer, but it's still in beta, so you just have to wait a little bit more to be able to create your own effects. So once again, this is Maltenon for maltenon.com. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and that you will enjoy my preset, and that you, Speedy Man, will enjoy my preset, because this one is especially for you. If you want some more tutorials, just go to maltenon.com, leave a comment in the comment area. Don't forget to check out my other tutorials, and see you next time. Cheers.